Do you love fashion and want to make it your career? Why not start a shoe business? That's exactly what Afshan Abbas did when she founded Fuchsia Shoes, which has sold more than 15,000 pairs and has a monthly revenue of $60,000. In this episode, you're going to learn the secret of starting a successful online shoe business. We're going to talk about the entire process from finding artisans, designing the shoes, branding, marketing, and connecting with social media influencers. Let's talk about your initial investment. What about the advantages of online sales versus brick and mortar? Tell us a little bit about your marketing approach when you got started. Today we're talking to Afshan about her journey from software engineer to a fashion entrepreneur. Fuchsia Shoes is all over Instagram, and that visibility is a huge part of her success. Fuchsia Shoes is also a company with a conscience. All of their products are sustainably made so that customers feel really good about buying them.
So our customers became our marketers.
Let's talk about shoe prices.
And this year in 2020, we are at $400K already.
Wow. She'll also share her profit margins as well as the cost of starting this business. This episode is a can't miss for any aspiring entrepreneur. So make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and let's go meet Afshan. You must be Afshan?
Yes.
Good to meet you.
Hi, Paul.
It's great to be here, and I can't wait to share your story. Afshan, tell us a little bit about yourself, and did you have a fashion background? What made you get into the shoe business?
Yeah, so I am originally from Pakistan. I moved here in 2007 when I started working for Microsoft. But what inspired me to start a shoe business was I was traveling across different parts of the world when I was with Microsoft. And I would come across these beautiful local artisan arts and crafts that I would find and bring them back to Seattle. And everywhere I would go, especially like with shoes, I would get so many compliments, which kind of led me to research into the market for handmade arts and crafts for artisans around the world, the global artisans. And I learned that what a huge business it is, but even then the artisans struggle in the local market.
Let's talk about your initial investment.
So when we started, we were 4 partners, and between the 4 of us, we invested $50,000. In the beginning, it was mostly spent on research, prototyping. We did quite a bit of work coming up with different prototypes of the shoes, how they were made. This type of a shoe is made in local markets, and it is notorious to pinch your foot. So there's a concept of breaking in. So you have to break the shoes before they become like comfortable. So we had to spend quite a bit of time working closely with the artisans and with some shoe engineers to make the shoes comfortable and functional for longer wear.
How many pairs have you guys sold so far, and how does that translate to revenue?
So far in lifetime, we have sold around 15,000 pairs, more than 15,000 pairs. So 2017, we did around 100K. 2018, we did around 30K. 2019, we did around 150K. And this year in 2020, we are at 400K already.
Wow, quite a jump.
Yeah, and we are at a run rate of hitting $1 million in sales this year.
Congratulations. That's quite the leap. What contributed to that?
I think we got really good at our sales funnels and our marketing, and just being able to run and scale that marketing with a positive ROI. For the last 4 years, I have been working on building an infrastructure on the supply chain side. So, we literally started from 200 pairs a month. We are at a point where we can do like 1,000 pairs a month from the production capacity with the current amount of artisans we have working for us.
What about the advantages of online sales versus brick and mortar?
The type of scale that we are trying to bring in, we're trying to grow this shoe company by massive numbers, and just getting caught up with brick and mortar will just halt that. With e-commerce, sky is the limit. We get orders outside from the United States. Our top states in the US is California, Texas, and Florida. So having a brick and mortar store in Washington or somewhere in Seattle would have just not cut that. What we have learned is it's just a lot more cheaper to run this business, keeping it e-commerce. I don't have a cost for, rent, for keeping a store running, and then, hiring a sales staff. And so there's all of this extra cost that is associated. We will get into brick and mortar, but right now we're just focused on growing our sales online.
Tell us a little bit about your marketing approach when you got started, and has that changed and evolved to where you are now?
When we started, we were the best marketers ourselves, going out there, sharing our story as founders, why we started. What inspired us was the best marketing thing, and even today it is. Then we also started telling the stories to our customers about, the artisans and, how it generates income for socially marginalized artisans in South Asia.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And how it helps their family, so it's just not them. So our customers became our marketers, where they just like talking about where their shoes were coming from, how they were made. But now that we are growing and the sales are growing, so we do social media advertising. Right now, Instagram is a place where we're getting majority of our sales from. Reason is the shoes are so colorful and it's so aesthetic. Why is such an appropriate product for our Instagram community? Right. That's where we see majority of the traction.
You seem to have a lot of attention, a lot of visibility with some influencers on Instagram. How were those relationships developed? How did you sort of tap into that tool per se to then spread your story even bigger?
Those relationships were developed over time. And the way we did it was basically I have somebody in my team who's doing a constant reach out. We try to see, influencers that are sustainability advocates, they're social conscious, they are aligned with same mission as the brand. Mm-hmm. And then we tell them that this is what the shoes are about and this is what, our story is. And that's where we see a lot of traction coming in. And most of the time, it is the sustainability influencers reaching out to us because they find us and they're like, we want your shoes, we want to share it with our target audience and their followers. Right. And we take it on from there.
It's almost like this religious belief, the zeal for environmentally friendly, sustainable. There's people out there looking for people like you, companies like you, right? Let's talk about shoe prices. Mm-hmm. How did you establish that?
We looked at the brands that we wanted to compete with. We worked towards creating a very good quality product that can compete with those products and with those brands in particular. Because with shoes, there are so much variety.
Right.
You can get shoes for under $50, over $50, and there's luxury designer wear. We declared ourselves that this is the category that we wanted to be in, which was between $75 to $200. And then we just made sure that, our product quality is something that can compete with, if somebody is going and shopping with Steve Madden or with Rothy's, Fuchsia's can speak to those customers as well.
Tell us a little bit about your space. It's not a lot, but I see you're utilizing it quite well.
Yes. So we have this place is from where we ship our shoes all over the country. We also do international orders, but this is where the shoes come in first. And then I have a packing and ship fulfillment team that packs it and ships it using FedEx or USPS.
Okay, are these all actual orders waiting to go out?
So these are mostly on that rack. We have the exchanges and returns.
Okay, I see all the little different markings and stuff like that.
Exactly. So, and then we also do custom sizes. So we have some customers where we make custom sizes for them. So this is where we keep all of those custom size shoes. So yes, those ones will go out very soon. These are just inventory, like really small. I think in this entire warehouse, I have around 200 pairs. And that's just, like just some extra shoes that we always keep, because size 7, 8, and 9s are our most running items. So we like to keep those in the inventory.
Extra cushion. Yeah.
Exactly.
What about logistics of getting the shoe from Pakistan over to the customer?
So we prepare shoes in batches. We have 2 artisan production facilities, which are in different parts of the country. We have like a batch of around anywhere from 50 to 75 shoes that gets prepared in a batch.
Okay.
It takes anywhere from 3 to 5 days for the artisans to prepare a batch. Then it gets shipped on a train from that city to our back office in Karachi. That's where it gets quality inspected by the Fuchsia quality team. They pack it, they make it ready for the goods to arrive to Seattle, and then we get like DHL boxes. And the packing team is fulfilling and sending those orders out to the customers from here.
This concludes part 1. I hope you guys really enjoyed the amazing story of Fuchsia Shoes. And make sure you check out part 2. The link is in the description below, or just hit the thumbnail right here. We appreciate you watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and come back for more amazing content. For now, I'm out. See you guys.